Hi, my name's Alex Wise, and today I'm going to show you how I edited this image from Healesville, Victoria. I never really know how to start these clips. Everyone seems to have flashy music, some really incredible guy doing a voiceover, or a flashy banner just flying across the screen saying blah blah productions. Instead, you just have me saying, hey, I need to invest in some production. But anyway, hopefully you can hear me okay. I normally get a raft of nice comments from people saying they can barely hear me. So I've literally got the microphone in my mouth, and my neighbors probably also think I'm crazy sitting here talking to myself about Adobe Lightroom. But anyway, it's not about that. Let's talk about this photo. So as I said, it was taken at Healesville, Victoria. It's a beautiful part of the world, and quite often you'll go here and there'll be beautiful fog like this just lingering around the huge towering trees. So talking about these trees in the fog, I wanted to take a self-portrait of myself looking quite tiny and insignificant against the huge towering trees. Before I even pressed the trigger, I already sort of knew roughly how I wanted the image to be post-processed. I wanted a very cold feel to it, and I want to sort of create this light at the end of the tunnel feel, which may or may not have worked. I'll let you be the judge of that. But anyway, to give you a sense of the image of how it looked like before post-processing, let's have a squeeze. So that's the original. As you can tell, it's quite warm, obviously, and cropped a bit in the edited version. All right, now that I've given you enough of a headache jumping back and forth between the images, I'm going to crop the image. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a straighten first and drag the left in and pull it up a bit. I'm deliberately placing myself at the bottom of the screen. The reason for this is I just want to emphasize how big the trees are. Oh, just being careful not to crop the road sign too much. Okay, that's a good fit. Lining me up in the middle square at the bottom of the screen. Perfect. Okay, next off the bat is introducing the blue to the image. I potentially could have done this through lowering the temperature of the image like so. But instead, I've opted to use the split toning feature, which I'm a huge fan of, and I've actually done tutorial videos on in the past, which I'll link to in this video later on. Okay, so selecting the split toning feature, we're going to go to the shadows and select blue. And from here, I'm just going to play with the saturation until I get my desired effect. Alright, that's good. It's not too blue, it just has a nice cold feel to it. Next, I'm going to select the tonal curve and start making adjustments to my highlights. Before I do this though, I'm going to enable the clipping masks for both shadows and highlights. This is really beneficial, especially when you're editing an image that has fog in it, which is quite prone to overexposing quickly. So just to give you an example, let's just pump the lights, and this will make the highlights flash red when they start to clip or overexpose. There we go. So the red is from the highlights overexposing, and that's coming on because we enabled the shadow and highlight clipping. I'm just going to undo this though and start from scratch. Okay, so we're just going to gradually increase the highlights and bump up the lights just enough so it doesn't clip and overexpose. Oh, there we go. There we go. And now I'm going to drop the shadows a bit and give the darks a little bit of a boost. Alright, perfect. With that done, I'm now going to make some changes to the vibrance and saturation. Look, this is just me playing around until I get my desired effect once again, similar to split toning really, so just bear with me one moment. And I'm just going to bump up the saturation of the split toning a little more. And perfect. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do to the image is paint around this image, part of the image, with the adjustment brush. The reason for this is as I said at the start of the clip, when I was taking the photo, I sort of wanted to create a light at the end of the tunnel-like effect to the image. It sort of worked, but look, as I said, I'll let you be the judge of how you think it looks. So I'm just going to paint over gradually and bump up the exposure. And now I'm just going to give the clarity just a bit of a play. Cool. And look, that's pretty much it. The real dependence of this image was all around split toning and using that to my advantage. I hope you got a little bit out of this tutorial, and I'll be sure to post more about it on my blog. Thanks for watching. Cheers.